powerful about kale? When you're eating kale, it's impossible to get sick. You can't get cancer. You can't. You see, antioxidants take out free radicals that cause cancer. But once a free radical penetrates the cell wall, gets inside the cell, antioxidants can't touch it because they can't penetrate the cell wall. But the phytochemicals in kale literally go into the cell, through the cell wall, and eat out, consume the free radical. I'm just saying, yay God. You see, God thought this all up day one when He created kale. He knew what the human race would face, and He built into everything that He made all these amazing features so He could maintain perfect, awesome health. I'm telling you.
Kale also has a highest inflammation factor in it. You know, it's like 102.
It's incredible.
And
what I love about it is that in the wintertime when nothing's growing, it does.
Yeah.
I can have snow and ice on the ground, it's putting on new foliage. I have live green food the whole year. We have the most, my wife has people over for dinner in the wintertime. And she always makes a kale salad, so we have. So always eat out of the garden. This happens to everybody who comes, it's hilarious. They say, Carol, I came to your house really hungry, I want to eat a dinner. All I had was salad and I'm full. Carol says, you're not full, you just got live food and you're satisfied. You can eat the dinner. Your body's communicating, saying, thank you, you just fed my cells. And then I asked her, when's the last time you had live food? Look at like live food. I'm talking about live food. That was picked 10 minutes ago. See, people don't eat live food, so they have no clue on how the body senses, like, thank you, you just fed us, we're good. I had a woman drive off, it was so amazing. I'm out here working in the orchard, and this lady drives up, this is a guy with his wife, pulls in the grass here, and he's heading to the house. So I just ignored him because I thought he could see my wife, she's a midwife, and all kinds of people coming to see her. He's knocking on the door, she's upstairs, doesn't hear him, he comes walking back. I says, can I help you? He says, yes, my wife needs spinach. Total stranger, never saw him before. I says, well, you know what, my spinach right now isn't much size, but I do have kale. So they get this down look in their face like, kale? Well, come on over. So I'm giving his wife this kale. She ate 4 leaves. She's just in shock how good it is. And this is what blew her husband away. 4 leaves into it, she just stops and says, I am totally full. I looked at her and says, you're not full, you're satisfied. Your body just says, thank you, you fed my cells. The reason you came when you wanted spinach is because your body was screaming, I need minerals, I need nutrition, please feed me. And you just got it. She was 4 leaves, totally satisfied. I just tell you, man, that's awesome. And that's just the nature of God's design. It's wonderful. It is. I'm going to wait about 5 more minutes and we'll get started. So I just want to make sure everybody gets it. Hi.
You don't mind, I'd like to get a picture of you so I can show you how I work with.
Hey, Paul.
What a day, huh?
I know, it's beautiful.
Couldn't get better than this, man. Yay, God.
And there's strawberries? Do you have strawberries yet?
They're not ripe.
They're not ripe, but they're...
You saw those ones over at Kendall Road, didn't you?
I haven't.
Oh, man, they're
traffic.
They're a little bit further than here, but it's just awesome, the numbers. Yeah, they're not ripe, but the numbers are going to be huge. It's great.
They flowered up real good, though, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Well, now there's all kinds of fruit on them. They're green. Yes. It's just not, they're not ripe yet, but they're coming. With this weather, it won't be long.
We had a lot of wild strawberries bloom up around our place, but of course they don't get no bigger than you think.
Yeah, but they're better flavor, though. They're awesome.
Really?
Go check them out, man. You're going to be amazed at how good they are.
As many times.
I mean, they're just...
I mean, they're tiny, but eat them. You'll be surprised how sweet. The flavor's superior to the store-bought.
One of my other cars.
Okay.
Well, we'll have to try to... We'll have to get those little bitty strawberries that we get around the drain.
This is a strawberry lover right here. He calls them strawberries.
It's cool, man. Yeah. They're good for you, buddy. I'll tell you, all that food, you see, all those colors, all that stuff is so incredible for our health. And the thing that I'm learning is that there's a reason food shows up when it does in nature. Seasons are critical. And you shouldn't be eating tomatoes in January. They're a nightshade. They're not good for you. You know when they show up in nature?
Summer.
In August, September. You know why? There's a phytochemical in the tomato that protects your skin from blistering from the sun. And that's when God has it show up. You know what else is interesting about God? In cool climates when the sun's not hot, tomatoes don't grow. Tomatoes. You don't need them. Wherever you live, listen to me clearly, wherever you live on this planet, God has provided everything you need in season in that place. I'll give you the example of the Inuit Indians in northern Alaska. This is a tribe of Indians, been there for thousands of years. who for their entire lives have never even known fruit exists. They've never had an apple, never had a strawberry, never had a grape. They don't even know they exist because they don't grow there. The ground is covered year-round with ice and snow. The only vegetables they get are nori and kelp from the ocean, and they eat fish, mostly whale, which is mostly fat. And they live long, incredible years in full strength. You see how that racks your brain after going to school with the 4 basic food groups?
Yeah.
He's always.
I'm telling you, we got lied to. And wherever you live, and see, everything in nature is growing in every place very well, very healthy, because, and they're not importing anything. They're eating everything in season, fresh in season. I'm telling you, man, it's much simpler than we realize, and we make it so darn hard and do all this stupid stuff, and we get sick. We get sick following the book. I'm telling you, man, God made it very easy, very simple, and it's totally adequate, completely adequate.
What if there's nothing?
Well, if there's nothing, then there's a desert. Man made it, because God didn't.
That's where we live.
Well, then change it, cover the ground, and you can bring that desert back. I'm serious. God made no deserts. He created no deserts. You know what? I'll tell you, Israel is a classic illustration. When the Jewish people came to Israel, it was a land flowing with milk and honey. It was an abundant, incredibly productive place. When they turned away from God and were displaced, Crusaders came in afterwards and burnt everything to the ground. The place became a desert, a full-on desert. Now they've returned, they've repented, they're covering the ground, they're growing things. It's raining and snowing in Israel. And things are growing amazing because they repented. And what I'm getting in my spirit is that everything about God He's all about redemption. All it takes is for us to repent. You can have a full-on desert, you put a covering, it's going to change. It's going to come back because that's His nature. And He didn't make the desert up front, you did. Somebody did, took the cover off and exposed it.
That's a beautiful place.
What's that?
Israel is a beautiful place. I've been there about 4 times.
Yeah, my wife's there right now teaching. She loves it.
Where at in Israel?
All over. She's in Israel, Jordan, and Egypt. She's a midwife. She goes all over the world teaching traditional midwifery. She's there now right now.
I spent a lot of time in Haifa.
Yeah. She's all over the
Tel
place.
Aviv.
You know, it's so funny. She says, I feel more at home here than anyone in the world. I love these people. They're loud. They're in your face. You always know where you stand.
Exactly.
She's real. She just loves it, man. They're just very real. It's like, I love this place. And it's the only place she goes, she doesn't get jet lag. Everywhere else she goes, she gets jet lag. Not Israel.
They'll come talk to you. You'll be walking down the, in the mall area or the shops, and when they see us as American, they'll come right up to you, just out of nowhere, and it's broken English, but you
can understand.
You can, and then of course they look at me and say, "Well, you got broken English too, huh?"
All right, great.
No, I'm just a Southerner, but they're fine people. They'll take you on. They want to show you their place. Yeah. That's what I really get out of it. And the gardens, they have these beautiful gardens, especially by the zoo and down in Haifa. And it's just wonderful.
Yeah, the Mediterranean diet. If you notice, that's where civilization started. That's where the Garden of Eden was. That's the most perfect diet on the planet, Mediterranean diet. It's just like, wake up. This is what we're supposed to be eating for. This is the ideal. Olives, all this wonderful fruit. Cilantro. It's like my wife just loves going. It's so funny. She travels all over the world. I mean, all over the world. Russia, China, all over South America, Europe. I mean, everywhere. And when she gets home, she always says this. There is no place on the planet that has food like I have here. The closest is Israel, but there's no place even close.
Really?
Because of what she has here. And when she came from Russia, she says, when you come to the airport, bring greens and water. I got no greens the whole time I was there. I'm starving for good greens. Bring them to the airport. She's like, it's just incredible how people live such incredibly poor, malnutrition lives all over the world. Because they disconnected from God.